And here we are with our third little PowerPoint over cell structure. In this one I am going to be talking about the boundaries of the cell. So I will be talking here about what is called the cell membrane or plasma membrane, and I will also be talking about a second boundary if it is a plant cell or a cell from a fungus like a mushroom, and that is the cell wall. Okay, so let's talk first here about plasma membrane. We'll talk about the functioning of the membrane in a future lesson. Okay, now if you see down below, you can see the picture. The cell membrane is what we call a bilayer. Specifically, it's called a lipid bilayer. You can see where it says glycolipid right there. Okay. We mentioned several times when talking about the macromolecules, that one of the most important uses of lipids is the formation of phospholipids and the formation of the cell wall. You can see here in the picture the cell wall also consists of proteins and other lipids, okay, such as cholesterol, and then there are some carbohydrates which help with its functioning, but the majority of it again is a type of lipid. So what are we talking about here? Okay, we are talking about a double layer of phospholipids and proteins that is what we call semi-permeable. Semi-permeable. Okay, what does that mean to be semi-permeable? It means that it will allow certain things to pass in and out, but it will also stop certain things from getting in and out. It is porous, okay, but sometimes things are too big to get through those pores, so this is where the channel or transporter proteins come in handy. And these channel or transporter proteins help to move larger molecules in one direction from outside to inside or vice versa, inside to outside. Okay, and then we have a second type of special protein called a receptor protein that will recognize certain chemicals. And we talked about certain types of chemicals like hormones before that need to move in and out of cells. Okay, so porous allows certain things to get in and out, but then we also have special proteins that allow things to get in and out. Okay, again, we call this a lipid bilayer made up of phospholipids and protein. It is the phospholipids that are double layered. Okay, and then we have the cell wall. Again, I told you cell walls can be found in plants, in fungi such as mushrooms, and in also many smaller organisms called protists, and we'll talk about all these different type of organisms later on. There is, however, a big difference between the cell walls of plants and fungus. The plants, as we mentioned earlier when talking about our macromolecules, are mostly cellulose, a very special type of polysaccharide, okay, that is very rigid and hard to break down. In fungi, this is made up of actually a protein called chitin. Okay, so different macromolecules used for the same purpose. Okay, now what is the function of the cell wall? The function of the cell wall is support. Okay, it is support. It surrounds the plasma membrane. It offers support. It gives structure. Okay, and again, as I told you, is what allows plants, so certain type of plants like trees, to get really big. If you've ever seen a mushroom growing up out of the ground and it has like what looks like a stem, it's because of these cell walls. Okay, so as we move on here, that is from the inside out, the structure of the cell. Okay, now you are going to be moving on here and doing a worksheet that you can download from your module. You will also need your textbook, and this will begin on page 196. So finish that worksheet up and have a good day. And also don't forget to submit your worksheet once you have completed it.